Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Nursery. Welcome to today's 5-Minute Friday, and today we are planting up these fantastic Delosperma or ice plants, which is the common name for them. In all honesty, I haven't got a clue where the common name comes from. I can't see anything to do with ice in these, but Delosperma is the real name for them. So if you don't know them, it surprises a lot of people. They are very hardy plants, and they don't necessarily look it, but they are really, really hardy, especially when they are established. And they're sort of what I'd class as semi-succulents, in as much as they can cope with really dry conditions, periods of time where you don't get much rain or you're not watering it. So if you get those scenarios, maybe you spend a lot of time away or something like that, this is a perfect container for you. So I've got 3 colours here. These are part of the Desert Jewels range, which have these fantastic flowers to them. And the interesting thing about Delosperma, which this is the flowers will often close up at night and open up when it's sunny. And it's really sunny today, which is why they've opened up. But as they get more established, they're going to fill this and you'll literally get a carpet of flower. So it'll take time to get there, but it's well worth the wait. So I've put a good quality compost in here. It's got a nice lot of grit, nice lot of bark in it, because drainage is important. And often what you'll find is plants that don't need too much water, if you then put them in compost that really holds on to water, they're not going to like it and they're certainly not going to thrive. So good drainage is absolutely essential for these plants. And if you're concerned about it, add some perlite, add some grit, add some bark, something just to help the water go through the compost. So I'm just going to top it up a little bit more. And I've gone for a very shallow container here. And the reason being, these are quite short growing plants. And if you put them in a tall container, it just looks a little bit odd. So I tend to, for shorter growing plants, I put in like dumpy, short containers, and for taller plants, often taller containers. Just the proportions work better, but you can do what you like. So what I'm going to do is going to plant these in a triangle, and like I said, they're going to knit together and grow together anyway. So let's make a hole in the compost for the first plant. I've got 3 different colours here, but you could have the same colour. Doesn't matter how you do it. So what I'm going to do, often people find it slightly harder to get this type of plant out of the pot, so give it a squeeze. They're more robust than you think. This will release the roots from the edge of the pot, and then I'm just going to support the plant and just tease it out just like that. Okay. Then all I have to do is drop it in the container. Just like that. I'll tuck it in, make sure it's sitting at the same level it was. So we want the plant to be sitting in the container at this level, just to give you an idea. And then I'm just going to repeat the process in a triangle shape, because often that looks a bit better and looks more natural. Just like that. It's a really easy container to plant up, and like I said, being sort of drought tolerant might be perfect for this summer, who knows. You never know with the UK weather. So plant the last one just like that. Just tip it up, give the pot a squeeze and place it in. So when these get established, they're not the fastest growing plant, but they're certainly not slow, and this will cover over by the end of the autumn. So now what I do, just make sure all of the foliage is above the compost because it's fairly flat. What I do is I give it a good water, and then it can go straight outside. No issue at all. Certainly if you're planting up this time of year, they're hardy plants, and it can stay out there. So because it's drought tolerant, don't necessarily think I never need to water it. But if the soil dries out, really don't worry about it at all. It'll be absolutely fine. Just give it a good water, but just don't overdo it. And if you've got any questions at all, get in contact. See you soon.